What's up, good people? Welcome back to Four Titles, One Truth. It's your boy Tommie here.
And I'm Lance. And today, we've got a powerful conversation lined up about brotherhood. Before, during, and after wearing the uniform.
Yeah, so this episode is about the brotherhood we build while we're serving and the reality that it doesn't always look the same once you take them boots off. So, if you haven't noticed, today's a little different. Today, we got a guest. Joining us today is someone who knows this topic inside and out. It's my classmate, class 67, lead, learn, inspire.
That's right.
Hey,
right.
Sergeant Major retired Sean Parrish. Welcome, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys both for having me. It's awesome.
And so he brought up something that I would love to address. We're four titles, right? But all of those titles don't mean that's all we talk about. And so my boy brought it up. He was like, I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I've been watching your podcast because you not only am I a friend, but I'm a fan. And I was like, well, I don't fit one of those titles. I'm just saying, but I understand that it's more than that.
Absolutely.
And joining the conversation means having the conversation with everybody. And so I'm honored that you guys invited me here.
And we're glad you're here. And just for the audience to know, those four titles describe us. And what that means is when we talk, that's the perspective we come from.
Right.
That doesn't mean we're anti anybody.
No,
And so when we
all.
bring another partner on, in this case, friend on, it's his titles are different than ours, right? And whether or not, like for instance, you're not married right now.
I am not.
So he's
That's not a.
No, but he has a perspective.
I ain't trying to land nothing either.
He has a perspective, as a
Just
single
saying.
man. But ladies, no, just
No. I'm good right now.
just playing. No, but welcome, brother.
Hey, thanks,
Sean.
man.
We're glad to have you here, and like we always get started, man. Let's get into this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to know you. We got three questions for you, right?
All right.
So before we deep dive into our topic, can you tell the listeners a little about your journey? Something about where you're from and how long you served, and actually what got you in the military and what
Sure.
you're doing now.
Heck yeah! So I grew up in the east suburb of Oakland, California.
Okay.
So
Too short.
that's
E40.
right. E40.
There you go.
There you go. That's right.
Okay.
And I enjoyed the California lifestyle. I love Cali. I wish I could afford to live there now. Woo. But no, I truly enjoyed Cali based on, and that growing up that way, you growing up, diversity it's not a thing. It just is. Everyone gets along. That's how I was, because I had in a pretty diverse area and I enjoyed it. Yeah. And, but nonetheless, so I grew up there. I ended up joining when I was 25. After I had an associate's degree in television and radio broadcasting, and so I served 23 years, and I did.
Bless your heart.
Oh,
That's
so
cute.
Mr. 30 over here. Hey, not all of us can endure.
Exactly.
That's so forth,
Tolerate.
y'all. That's so forth.
I'm with you.
But no, it's it truly my job was public affairs in the military, and honestly I look back on it now. I had a blessed career. I got to see and be a part of some awesome historic events and meet some incredible people, and but most of all the people I served with.
What made you join?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't. I can't say, I was the patriotic, I
Yeah.
wanted to. So I joined after I met a woman and we started a family, and I needed to support that family.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
And so,
but that's normal.
Nothing
You look
wrong
at it,
with
that's
that.
probably
Yeah.
more normal than anything a lot of folks are
and
not.
to be honest, I was thinking, I'll do 4 years, whatever, but I started to enjoy it, and I started to not just enjoy it but succeed. So I just said, hey, I'm gonna keep going. This is fun for me, and this is rewarding, and that's what
No, I hear you. Okay.
Right.
But what are you doing now? What are you up to now?
Now, well, I've just been kind of relaxing, settling in. Bought me a house here, right down the road from my brother here, and just chilling. I've been getting into a lot of my creativity, so I'm doing a lot of creative projects around the house, and putting together a couple business ideas. I'm tossing around.
Okay. All right. So Sean, looking back at your early years, what first drew you to the military, and how did those first few years shape who you became as a man and a leader?
Sure. And to be honest, I say, I joined to take care of the family, but in that moment of not knowing how to take care of the family, I talked to my grandfather, who was retired Navy.
Okay.
And he said, "Hey, you should join the military." I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to be on a boat for 6 months, Grandpa." He was a bombardier, and so he wasn't on the boat as much. He was in the planes, but
Right.
but so that actually got my mind thinking, and I looked into it, and holy heck, the Army has the job that I just had my associates in, in television, radio, and so that's why I joined. But as far as how it shaped me, it's immeasurable. I mean, honestly, you both know, like, kids walk into basic training and truly, I feel men walk
Absolutely.
out. Because I joined at 25, so I was in basic training with a bunch of these 18-year-olds. I had a family. They thought they were at some vacation
summer camp somewhere.
Summer camp, and joking. But then at the end of the time, they all
They just changed.
understood.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so that initially is what drew me and made me think, hey, maybe it's not just 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, you went in with the more mature mindset
certainly.
than a lot of those guys. So you were
Than me.
ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm serious. I was 19.
Right.
So I just left college, went in, and we've talked about it. I didn't know what I was doing.
No.
Yeah, I was
Nobody
just
does at
I was
that
just
age,
there.
right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, even at 25, I was still kind of figuring it out, but I had a little more figured out.
Right.
And it was it was like, hey, I'm here to for a job to
Right.
take care of my family,
Right.
And these kids are, making me
Just
sweat
here.
even more because they're joking and smoking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Or smoking and joking,
Yeah.
however you want to put it. But
Right.
I tell you what, that was difficult for me. I had to bite my lip as someone who had a little more sense to me.
I'm being told what to do.
But
buddy.
hey, eventually I had to just have talks with them, and they took it.
Right.
They took it nicely, and it went. In the end, we're all friends, and we understand how everything goes.
We're all on the same path. Yeah.
That's right.
So one more before we jump in.
Sure, man.
When you think about your time in uniform, what's one lesson or principle that still guides you today? I know that's kind of a deep one.
No, that is a deep one. It's a good question though, and there are a lot of them. Obviously,
Right.
you could pick, but one thing that I know has stuck with me, like you said, is attention to detail.
Yeah.
That attention to detail on everything you do. That is just when you're in the military and doing your mission, it could mean
Save your life.
Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely.
And
Your life is somebody
Yeah.
else.
so
a lot of things.
that's important.
Yeah.
And so I took that and I still do that. Everything I do, whether it's my creative project or whatever, I take the time, even if it's too long, to make sure those details
That's
are
right.
done.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, then it's not completely done.
Right.
And so to me, that's a valuable thing, not just when you're serving, but I mean in life in general.
Right.
To kind of take in the moment too. That's something in reflection.
Yeah.
I bet you
Yeah.
we're on the same boat on that.
Absolutely.
I never took in the moment while I was serving. It was always what's next.
Especially the
Mission
early years.
accomplished.
Well, it was-
Especially the early years.
Exactly.
I mean, you just
and so now reflecting back, it's been a pleasure to look back at all the things I've done and yeah, so it's that attention to detail is
All right.
what has kept, I think, everything kind of intact. And for me, I'm kind of a organized OCD kind of guy anyway, so
Well, I mean,
those
that-
details help in that way.
Yep.
Well, that it's definitely something that separates us when it comes to civilian jobs as well, because
No
it's something that a boss would love.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody
it's
that
a
pays more
sought
attention.
after,
Stuff. Absolutely.
Oh, certainly.
Sought
And
after attribute for sure.
yeah, and that's why I think veterans
Yeah.
are great employees.
Absolutely. They can be. Yeah. if they bring that mindset,
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
All right, so we're gonna get started here.
Time to dive in.
So before you joined, what did Brotherhood look like for you?
Okay. Was that the question?
Well, I got another
Go ahead.
one after that.
Okay, you got to follow. Okay.
Yeah, I have a follow-up.
I'll start with that one. What it looked like for me. I mean, obviously, I grew up. I had two brothers.
Okay.
And one of them was we were stepbrothers, so he was literally like a month or two difference in age.
Oh wow!
So we
were
were
the same age.
We were crazy
Yeah.
close, and that is what I think about when it comes as far as brotherhood growing up and before the uniform. Of course, you have best friends and
Right.
buddies in high school growing up, but I looked at that more as just a friend and not a brother.
All right. So then who were the people that had your back before the military gave that word new meaning?
Yeah. So again, my brothers definitely
okay.
always had my back. Yeah, family.
Okay.
Well, my brothers in particular, but mostly family because I'm one who has always been a kind of independent person. So those are the ones that I would rely on or lean on.
Right.
If I
You
needed,
could trust
if
them.
I needed
You
something.
felt you could trust them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it. So I'm a little different, right? So
Well, go ahead.
No.
I thought he had a follow up.
That was
yeah.
that was
My
it.
bad.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's all good.
Hey, I'm new to this, man.
It's all
I'm
good.
rusty. I'm rusty. It's
Take
been a
your
couple
time.
years.
Take your time. Take your time. But like, so for me, the brotherhood is like a moment thing, right? So when I was younger, there were kids in the neighborhood that we were basically going through the same thing. We were witnessing and experiencing the same type of things. Mm-hmm. And then there's a group of us that became friends. And we went through that together, whether it be playing football in the yard every day and tag and stuff like that, right? And that's how it started. And the brotherhood to me just means real friendship. Yeah. And so when I got to the military, I think it's sort of the same outline, right? But it's more serious, right? Because the brotherhood that you acquire, we'll say on the job, is more serious than playing in the neighborhood.
Right.
And then when you can talk to somebody and trust somebody that has witnessed the same events you've had, because the wars were long over the years that we served, but going to Iraq to fight, it automatically connects you to a whole bunch of people.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Going to Afghanistan, it automatically connects you. And so when you can have a person that you can, and it could be, and that's why I say friendship, because it could be a female, outside of just the brothers. It could be a sister.
There's no, to me, it's the brotherhood. It's not
defined by the men and
by their sex.
Absolutely.
It's about who they are.
Absolutely. Friendship and experiences. So in the military, those bonds became, because now, like even with you and Lance, right? I can have a day where I'm caught up in my head about something that happened downrange, right? Mm-hmm. I know that I could talk to either one of you and not have to explain it 30,000 times before I even get to the problem.
Oh, I hear you.
And that's the brotherhood link that I feel after the military. Mm-hmm. I feel if you served in the Army, we got a brotherhood, even if I don't know you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then come to find out we served in the Army and you were transportation, right? I'm transportation, bam. Or come to find out you sergeant major or you were a senior leader. Those things, the more that you have the similarities, I think the closer that brotherhood can become. Yeah, so
you were stationed in
exactly. They're different, the same spot.
Hey,
yeah,
you were stationed in Korea.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Absolutely.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it probably starts off similar to Tommie, just because my blood brother is 5 years older than me.
And mine's 15, so
Gotcha.
I didn't even have
me
that.
and my brother were still. That's.
Tight.
Still today I can still call.
Yeah.
I know. But my friends that I had in the neighborhood starting off, and then
Because your brother didn't want nothing to do with you at that,
he
back
did.
then.
Not at that time.
Back
No.
then, that's what I'm
he
saying.
wanted to
Yeah.
play his guitar and listen to Prince.
Same way with me.
All those other
Same
good
way with
things.
me.
And then after that, when I started playing team sports, that piece of the
Became
brotherhood with the
brotherhood, yeah.
playing football and then
Practice
wrestling
every day.
and then that's another group of like those are folks that and that's like the guys who I wrestled with that were on my wrestling teams. I could still talk to them to this day, and it's like
Picks back
we
up.
were we were right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
or we had this. We went through the same. I think for me, brotherhood is like going through the same
Experiences.
situations, struggles.
Agreed.
The happy times, the sad. All of those things.
Right.
And then, then when I got into the military, it just,
Started all over again.
all over again, blew up, and then it's just like man, what's up, brother? How you?
Yeah.
Just just that piece of it, and it didn't matter what. Where you came from, what race you were, or anything,
Exactly.
and it was just like that was the thing where it's like I got you, I got you.
Exactly.
We're in this filth together.
Yep, we are going to do this.
What we say, embrace the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we did that together. Whether it was side by side or different times of the year.
Yeah.
But
somewhere around there we had the same experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So and then again coming to the retiring and getting out, and it's a lot easier when somebody's been in the military before, and you feel like okay, and you can just talk. And you just feel that you're comfortable.
Yeah, because they
with those
they
individuals.
understand where you're coming
you
from.
you don't exactly what Tommie was saying that you don't have to feel like you have to go into a deep explanation about
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
this is what this means for this, or this is you can like we were joking earlier about and it was just like okay, Joker.
Yeah.
Hey,
I got
But
you.
you know what
and
comes.
I hear you both as far as that brotherhood, because I played football even though I'm vertically challenged.
Well, you were probably tall back then.
Come on,
Right.
man. He's got jokes, this giant over here. But no. There were connections made there, and sure, I had best friends and that shared experience. But to me now, I guess looking back, on it now with the experience that and the life that I've lived, those were, unfortunately for me, I guess, more superficial friendships. I can still reach out to them and say, hey, how you doing? But it's not someone I would trust, even though back in high school I trusted them. But
is it because you lost contact? Because
and we just lived different lives. We were living similar lives and then weren't.
Yeah.
And during that time, I think not staying in contact leads to that. Yeah. But that could be. But it's not like I'm saying my friends in high school were just
don't matter or whatever. Yeah,
they matter.
Well,
but
it's not going to be everybody.
Yes.
I don't think it's going to be everybody because you're going to have that brotherhood with.
Yeah, for
certain
me,
people.
For me, brotherhood in the military was just a much stronger and definable, quantifiable thing where you could you can feel it. Yeah. It's just, to me, it was just different than growing up.
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree. It's just, to me, it is way more serious. But like I have friends. Like I have two friends specifically that I've been friends with, one since kindergarten.
Wow.
And then one since second grade.
That's awesome.
And so we absolutely started out either in the same church or the same school. And then we went different ways and when we became high schoolers. And then I joined the Army. One joined the Marines, but just for a little bit. And the other stayed home. But we still... We've talked about you fall out of communication with them for a couple years, but I think what makes that brotherhood serious is because as soon as you're around that person, y'all sort of go back to that moment,
Right.
and y'all just
with them and
start
you can,
laughing.
You can just pick up from
Oh
wherever.
yeah, no
Absolutely,
doubt. And
absolutely.
through the years, I've linked up with some of them, and had gatherings, which is it does feel that way.
Yeah.
Even though that I might have said, I didn't feel that, that true brotherhood that I've experienced since then.
Right.
you still link
Yeah,
up and you start talking stories
Yeah.
about stuff you guys
Right.
did together in high school
Absolutely.
and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hear you on that.
Okay. So let me ask, all right, we'll start with you, Lance. Once you joined, how did the military redefine brotherhood for you? We sort of talked about it. And then was it instant connection or something that had to be earned and built?
I guess it changed for me just because it changed in a way because I was with I was with folks a lot more.
Yeah.
It was a lot more. We call it serious,
Yeah,
more serious
more
situations
serious, yeah.
about things.
Right.
Folks would open up a little more, so you knew. You knew a little bit more about folks. People who you were around or you work with.
Yeah.
Just because of the situation and just the mature. You're maturing and you're learning and all of those things. So a lot of that stuff. I started understanding, differences between just somebody being honest, just my acquaintance or something like that, or learning to trust.
Right.
So that I guess that piece when I got in the military just got to be more. Letting go with I guess some of the distrust and things like that and like okay that's Sean, that's my boy. Okay, come on, that's my boy, we going, we rolling, and just being more protective of, because I think even in the military, depending on where you work, where you are, you got that group where it's like, y'all ain't gonna mess with us.
Yeah.
Ain't worry about no damn transportation. Get us out of here with that shit.
Well, that's where you were wrong. But I think I see what you're trying to say.
I'm not even getting in this argument.
And then as far as the other parties, as far as being earned and all, it's like, I would say that's like for anything or for, because I gotta, I gotta earn your
Absolutely.
trust
It's
and
both,
and to whatever
build a
level
friendship,
you,
a
friendship
brotherhood,
stuff, to whatever things that you feel like, okay, this is my, because it's not like everybody who you come in contact with is gonna be like, yo,
your ace boom
that's my
boom.
brother.
Yeah.
Are you gonna feel comfortable
course
with?
not.
It's earned.
But
100%.
I absolutely believe that it's earned, and sometimes it's earned easier than
Absolutely,
with other. It just depends on the,
Because you have
because
that.
and
bond,
it's just one of those things that you just you can you feel it, and you just when you know.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Agreed.
So,
No, I hear you.
Yep.
For me, it like I said earlier, it basically defined what brotherhood was for me. I didn't, even though I joined, I was 25, I still kind of didn't really know what brotherhood meant until I spent that time in the military. And then I really can understand. And it's that same thing, like we were saying earlier, you embrace the suck together, so then you trust each other and you know that those people got your back,
Right.
And the people you've deployed with and lived in,
To mess with.
Right.
Yeah.
those people, always, I have no problems reaching out to either one, any of those brothers of mine.
Right.
And that's different than family. To me, it's different than anything. And heck, even if I see a retired, guy at HEB with the Vietnam veteran or something, I'm gonna walk up to him and thank him.
Absolutely.
Because those cats didn't get the thanks that we got, but they still wore the uniform and they shaped what we walked into.
Yeah. They were the predecessors. They were the ones that started it out.
So it's always about honoring that, and that just that feeling of honoring and of that I think mutual understanding.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
hey, I'm not gonna say that everyone that served is trustworthy and whatever.
Right.
You still have to make that judgment for yourself.
I think you hit it right there. You said mutual understanding. It's that mutual respect.
There
exactly.
you
It's
go.
that mutual respect. I think that a lot of us that serve, we, regardless of what your job was, what you did, who you are, you put on that
You did it.
uniform, you
Yeah.
raised that hand. You know,
That-
you
Even
that-
though
did.
it was only 23 years,
you
but,
know.
No,
I still,
that's still
No,
that's
no,
still
I know,
some
I
time.
know.
Yeah, that's still some time.
No, I literally when I see someone, or even when I was serving and folks would decide to ETS, I would not, say why are you getting out? The Army's awesome, I would say thank you because not many people raise their hand, and so whether they serve for one tour or
38,
had the Army
yeah,
have to
no.
say get out, you've been in too
But I
long.
mean, the thing is, you worried. I mean, because I know I can say for me, it's like if they serve 3 years, 4 years, I was like, okay, they're getting out.
You
It's like,
still
okay,
serve.
cool. What's your plan?
What's your plan?
Yeah,
Exactly.
what's your plan?
Oh,
Because you want to
yeah.
be able to take care. Want you to be good when you get out.
and
so,
that's that brotherhood. I think is that you feel not just the freedom but you feel you want to help those. You want to reach out.
Well, you almost
know
feel
what I mean?
obligated.
Yeah,
You
you
almost
feel
feel
that
like you're obligated.
responsibility.
But I'll just say this: we have to admit that brotherhood, the word brotherhood, it can take on more,
To
right?
everybody.
Because, like we're talking about now, there is a brotherhood with me, with everybody who served in the military, because we have that similarity. I don't care what branch you are. I'm going to probably talk to you more. I'm probably going to vibe with you a little more,
Right.
and definitely joke with you more,
Right.
right? So that's a very skimming the top of the brotherhood
Right.
title or definition, right? But then if we're talking about brotherhood, right, and we're talking about you're not blood related, right, but you somehow have all in that group come to a point to where not only is this guy my friend, but this guy or gal, right, is somebody that I know for a fact that if I'm firing, right, and I am not paying attention, this joker in his mind is automatically covering for me, right?
Yeah.
Because we've been that way. Or even a little more serious, I know that if the three of us have sectors of fire, right, I know without a doubt nothing's coming up his sector, nothing's coming up your sector, and nothing's coming up. So that's
Exactly.
a trust, a respect, and a bond that will never be broken because it can be broken, until that trust is just completely destroyed,
Sure.
right? So the first thing is we have to admit that there's levels to brotherhood.
No question.
But what we're associating the brotherhood with is basically friendships that have grown in the military that over the years that we've been in, they've either came in early, middle, late, what have you, but they were somebody that you checked up on. They were somebody that if you had a serious, like, especially with us with the academy, we had 600 people, right, that went through a year-long mess with us, and we were all starting we're new sergeants and majors,
Yeah.
right? And so that is a kinship that very few people can relate to.
Sure.
And then you have, all right, we got out into the field. We're all in the same class. We get out into the field, and then I can call Sean because, hey, man, God dog it, right now, Sean, you're a CSM over in what's we call battalion, and I'm daggone G4 Sergeant Major over here. I can call Sean and say, hey, man, this scenario, this situation, what you got? And then I can trust what he's given, and then that just tightens that bond or whatever,
No question.
And so to answer the question for me, the military redefined brotherhood because it made it more than friendship to me.
You
And
nailed
that's
it right
how I
there.
say it, right?
I love the way you put that because that's how I kind of
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
redefined it because they may have felt superficial growing up, those
Right.
relationships, but
But they were still your friends.
they were still close.
Yeah,
they were still
absolutely.
friends.
Absolutely.
I still loved hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Would love still hang out with
Yes.
them. But like you said,
It's
there's
more
levels.
serious. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
because we evolve, in our life, in our mentality, and in situations, and now we're mature men, and we're at a point now to where, like, my brotherhood, it's defined more by who I trust now, right? So, for instance, my friends that I've known since second grade, I trust them a whole lot, right? And 80% of the time I'd go with them and I'd have conversations or whatever, right? But I still feel like I'm detached from them, right? And then I meet him 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And then the conversations and the experiences we have are senior level, military, and we're both sort of living the same thing now. There are things I talk to him about that I wouldn't even think about talking to them. So it's just the Army redefined that. And then after the military, I still stick with brotherhood definition of the military because I'm still getting older and stuff.
Right.
And the last thing is, it's just like friendship. You're going to vibe with people immediately, and then you're also going to turn your face up at people because the military are people. There's people that are great. There's people that are horrible. There's
Just
people
like
that
in
are
society.
stupid. People that are smart.
It
Yeah,
is. I mean, it's going to be people who are
going to blow
piss
you
you
away.
off. Yeah, and you just like me, but they were still part of that brotherhood.
The same
Yeah.
thing. Like
But
the people that
They're
you
at
roll
that-
your eyes at
they're at
after
the
they say
top.
something, but you
Yeah.
still got their back.
They're at the top.
Scrape, yeah.
Yeah, they're not the deep.
Exactly. That's the very tippy top of those levels.
Yeah, so
All right, so we've all seen soldiers who treat that word brotherhood differently.
yeah.
What separates the surface level relationships from the lifelong bonds we still keep today?
And that's what I say. It just goes with that. It's trust, and it's a mature trust now.
Right.
You know that, like Sean, man, I call and check on Sean.
Yep.
And the thing is, when we were in school, we saw each other every day, but it's not like we went to club every night or anything.
Yeah, we
but
didn't hang out.
yeah,
but
and we weren't even in the same.
group.
Yeah,
What year did y'all? What year was that y'all went to Sergeant Major?
67. Oh.
That's how I think.
1967?
No, it was 16.
67.
It was 16, 17.
Yeah.
And so, and even when we left,
We didn't really stay.
no,
in contact
we were
a
Facebook
whole lot.
friends,
Yeah.
you know, and then he'd say happy birthday and stuff like that.
Right.
But no matter what, I knew if I got something from him, and hopefully if he got something from me, he knew, hey, that's Jones.
Yeah.
Hey, you're Sean,
Oh,
boy.
heck yeah.
And we'd have a little itty bitty, you know, a little conversation. And then when I found out he was here, I was like, oh, shit, you know, and it goes back to that word I was saying. I felt obligated to reach out to you
Because of that bond.
Right.
because of our bond that we had. Yeah. So
But it's not a negative
no,
connotation
not at all.
to that
It's not a
obligation,
stress.
you
No,
know?
no.
It's more of it's just
It's a friendly.
an
It's a
instinctual-
love.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
I know this guy. We've been through this together.
Mm-hmm.
We have an understanding of each other, and we kept in contact.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't like one-on-one all the time, like the women do, you know, like my wife does. I
Come
won't
on,
say
man.
women
My
do.
wife is-
Yeah, but she'll talk to her friends on FaceTime for hours. I'm just like, what is
Yeah, I get-
happening?
nah.
there? But like, yeah, when you were here, man, and it's just funny how it ended up happening because found out you were here, and then a favor was asked, and I'm
Yeah.
like, absolutely, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well,
It's like,
honestly,
absolutely.
you were the only one that I felt comfortable asking.
That's what I'm saying.
You know
That's
what I mean?
that.
Because I knew you were local.
Exactly.
And I knew that, you would just
It's before we knew
that
we lived.
mutual
Yeah.
respect.
Absolutely.
It's that mutual respect
That we saw in each other. Yeah.
That the school that you all went through.
Yep.
Just all of that.
Yep.
That
and not only that, it's a different level, like you said,
Yeah.
because we went to school with 600 other people,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and so some of those are maybe on the, still on that surface level or a
Right.
little
Yeah,
below.
absolutely.
But the fact that we can, like he was saying, we kept in contact.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if it's just, hey, how's it going? Or, hey, happy birthday, or checking in. Those little things
It
are
means
not
stuff.
little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't feel little to
Right.
me.
And that's what I'm having to learn because I would admit that I feel like I'm a bad friend sometimes, right? But then even Lance explained it to me. It was like, how can you be a bad friend when like you're sitting here caring right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then how can you say that they are good friends if they feel the same way about you, but they're struggling and they're not reaching out to you? That can't be your fault. You know what I'm saying? And it had to be told to me the way he told it to me, because I was ad-libbing, but the way he told it to me, it made me start to realize that it's not my responsibility to stay in touch with everybody that I was
hard,
cool
man.
with.
This is
No,
difficult.
it is hard, but
Yeah.
you because of beyond surface level brotherhood,
You somehow find a
you
way.
do,
Yeah. Just by
because
the
it's
birthday
not-
things,
Yeah,
or even if it's
exactly.
something as simple as Facebook, just reaching out, I'm closer to Lance because I literally have to go around the block to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And whereas, I have friends, we all know friends to where we were tight with them jokers, but now they're living in Carolina or Washington State, and you're like, they have a family, they have a life, and I don't want to be a part of the problem, but at the same time, if I'm having a problem, I feel I can reach out to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to not blab too much.
Honestly, I have very few people like that.
100%.
That I would reach out to with anything.
Yeah.
And to be honest, why?
Yeah.
Because of that trust.
Exactly.
And being vulnerable
That's
is
what I
part
was-
of relationships.
Yeah.
And to be vulnerable with something
It's
with
tough.
someone, I mean,
It's
that
tough.
takes a lot.
Yeah.
Especially
It
for
does.
men.
No.
The ego comes into play
Absolutely.
too. And hey, I'm very guilty of it as far as I won't reach out and ask for help, but I'll reach out and offer help.
Yeah.
Right.
And that may be that the leader in me, or the
Just-
you want to do for others
Yeah.
more than you for yourself.
Yeah.
That's and you also don't want to burden
That's-
anyone with your problems, like you said.
Yeah, because they
And
have their
to
whole
me,
life. Yep.
I have a maybe a handful of people that I know I wouldn't be burdened, and they would be pissed if I didn't call them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd be like, "What the?
Yeah.
Why didn't you call me? I'm right here, bro. I got you."
Yeah.
And you got to remind yourself of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise you're going to be stuck in your own your own stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm a quick story, but dealing, in relationship to the question where we're talking about the what separates the surface relationship
Right.
to the lifelong.
Right.
Well, I feel like, I know. I'm not gonna say I feel. I know that surface. They can start off as surface and end up as
Yeah.
lifelong.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
and Tommie, Terrence. And,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Terrence Houston was in ROTC. This me come from my
Howard.
Howard. We're at
College.
Howard University. So Terrence is the same class as Audra, my wife.
Okay.
And the little crew that they, the guys. When I got
So they were
there,
2 years ahead of you, or one?
1 year.
1 year ahead of him. Okay.
1 year. So when we got there, they were sophomores. We were freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
We're just starting off in ROTC. And again, I came in. I didn't know any,
About the
didn't know
military.
anything about the military. Didn't
Yeah.
expect, knew about, again, like I said, the Brotherhood of Team Sports and all of that stuff. Because I was there on a wrestling scholarship, so I had my
Your team,
my
yeah,
brothers,
yeah.
my team
that
there,
was
my
true
brothers
brother,
there. But then, so started off in ROTC. Couldn't stand Terrence because they had been in there. They were, straight late. They were boom, boom, boom.
Right.
They're squared away, and they're doing all. And we're just like, man, what's
Yeah,
wrong
what
with
are
these
these
guys?
jokers
So
doing?
they were always. That that first, I mean, that year they were always on us, on us, to the end of the year. I don't know what it was, but we were on the main yard. We were right outside the ROTC building, Douglas Hall, and I don't know. We just had to come to Jesus with each other. I mean, but we just like, okay, we're gonna start. We gonna start listening. Y'all gonna start stop treating us like
kids.
idiots. Yeah, you know, it's like we all we've
done it a year now.
So then after that, every year that we were on the same Ranger Challenge team. We listening to them, watching them because they knew what they were doing. They were good leaders. They knew it. Yeah, so they're helping us. We're helping. I mean, they're seeing how we, because our classes were different. Different but still the same.
Yeah.
So
same goal.
Yeah, same thing. So, look now, 35, 36 years from now. I mean, Terrence is like my brother now. And the other guys that Rudy and Leonard. I mean, those guys that were in that class that could not. Sorry, but could not stay. I mean, for real, just had a deep scar back then. Yeah, deep scar back then. I love those guys to death now.
Yeah,
I mean, they are.
No, I hear you.
Could do anything. I mean, if I asked them for something, I'm sure that they would do it for me. And the same, and vice versa, and just.
They became a brotherhood.
Yeah, I mean, but that's something that turned into
It built
a life.
Into
a
beyond
lifelong
surface level.
Yeah, so it can be done.
No question.
It can be done.
It can start at surface level and definitely build to deep, and that takes, I think, both people to make
trust.
to work at that relationship.
I mean, and I think
that's
one of the things that the military, I feel like, helps you to learn and accomplish those things like that, and to do it.
Who's worthy of wasting energy?
Right.
Or giving. I ain't gonna say wasting. Who's worthy of you giving energy to?
Right.
And you in the military.
About them oxygen thieves?
Oh, Lord. Yeah. But I'll tell you, man, in the military, it's easy to find out who's on the same team you are and who's not.
Oh, no.
And what I mean by that is, if you're coming in the military, and this is for the younger soldiers, you come into the military and you have aspirations, then you need to find people who have aspirations.
Yes, get a mentor.
And serious, even if it's the battle buddies, like for instance in basic training, like you hang around the people that have the same energy as you. And if somebody wants to be an idiot, then and you don't want to be an idiot, then you should not find yourself being friends with them.
Don't be with them.
Because that's just something I had to learn, man. I had to learn how to balance my energy, and I had to learn who was worth my energy. And even in leadership positions, you'll have, my largest company was 200 and something, right? When I was HHC First Sergeant. 300, I'm sorry. But you can't give equal amounts of energy to 300 people, right? That don't mean that you're not still living the standard every day, practicing the rules and regulations, and setting the example, right? Because sometimes those setting the example is just you're actually feeding the ones that need that, right? But then there's going to be those that are high speed. They could be privates or they could be high ranking, and then you see something in them, and then you want to give them more energy because you see where they're trying to go.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's the mess ups, the oxygen thieves.
Yeah, and that's the leaders. That's the leaders' issue. What do they say? Leaders spend 80% of the time on 10% of the people. Or something. Because those are the people that require the most attention because they need that extra help.
Absolutely. But that still doesn't mean they deserve your energy, though. And
I hear that.
That's something I had to learn.
Right.
No question. You give the energy that they give.
Absolutely. Yep. So now let's talk about after the uniform. Okay. And Sean, this is for you.
All right.
First, why do you think so many veterans struggle to maintain that same sense of brotherhood after the military once they take them boots
and I know that is an issue.
Yeah.
And
But do it from your perspective.
From
Why
what-
did you, or are you,
all right.
since we're all out?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's right.
I tend to, the transition, retiring was difficult, and I reached out to a lot of people that had before, and got advice on different things, and they kind of instilled in me, and they were peers, they were subordinates, they were my leaders.
Right.
Different, they were in different parts of my career, but they still gave me that advice. And one thing that they did, which at first kind of was like, what the heck? We just started this buddy check.
Okay.
Where literally, like, if I'm thinking of someone
Blast
or
text,
whatever, I'll just send them a text real quick. Hey, buddy, check, how you doing? And they texted me, and I'm like, man, I dig that.
Yeah.
They were thinking of me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's all it takes. Someone randomly reaching
100%.
out, a friend going,
100%.
hey man, thinking about you. How you doing?
Yep.
Buddy check. And once they sent me those messages, and I was like, oh, that's great. I started, incorporating that too. But I think why veterans struggle is because they're not around and in that environment on a day-to-day basis anymore. And they almost, from my perspective, I kind of felt like I lost that, that camaraderie,
Absolutely.
that whatever,
Yeah,
when I took the
Yeah,
uniform
when
off.
you're
And
not
so,
there every day around
yeah,
those folks.
and so it's it's still within us because we
Right.
most of our adult lives, that's what
That's
we did,
who we
right?
became.
Yep.
Yeah, and so it shaped who we are now.
Yep.
And that's something that, in reflecting after retirement and after taking the uniform off, that means a lot, even more to me now, where I want to, and a lot of my peers that have from different services and everything, when they retired, have gone on to working at nonprofits or something to help other veterans. A lot of my friends that have retired in the military have gone in that route, and it's again that brotherhood that they felt while serving,
That obligation.
Even now, they want to continue to serve, but not for the country itself, but for the veterans. And I think that's awesome. And whatever you can do to help buddies, veterans, whatever, feel that, whether it's a text message one randomly or whatever it may be, how it feels when someone does it for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you reach out to someone like that, it feels good to them too, and that's what you want to do, right?
Right.
You want to embrace that brotherhood and make sure that they feel good, as well.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I think we talked about this stuff before. As far as like just being able to keep in contact with people. So if you're not there every day or seeing those people every day, then it's
hard.
It's extremely hard.
Because you have so many other things in life and in your day to day that you're doing.
But I agree with what you're saying, because I have folks who I would see every day, and like if I hadn't talked to them in a month or two, I'd send them a text or say, "Hey man, how you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?" Just to say, "Okay, yep, all right, cool. I'll holler at you again in another."
Another 8 months.
Good checking in.
Yeah. But I think that's just something that I think it's more so on. Well, I think it's more so on men, and that's just us. And regardless of if we're
It's that
talking
ego
about
thing.
your military,
It's
or
the
whatever,
ego,
it's just
the
like
pride.
We just suck at
Well,
keeping in contact.
we're so one track thought. Our thought focus, like we talked about before, and once you're married, that's supposed to take up the majority of your time. But if you're in the military, it can't take up the majority of the time.
Cannot.
Well,
So
it doesn't. And then when you get to be our age and folks are retired and kids are grown, and then it's like, okay.
You're
Start
used to
something
working.
over again a little bit.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, because that one thing that with me, the reason I was good for the military is because I didn't have a one-track mind. I had to I love the fire hydrant coming at me, you know, and then you get so used to that. And then, like you said, once it's turned off, you're just like,
Yeah.
am I supposed to be?
I'm
Because
parched. I need some water.
yeah, and
Turn something on.
yeah, and so my belief is, well, for me specifically, once I retired and became a veteran, right, a retired veteran, excuse me, you meet so many people in your career that are good people,
Yeah.
right? And then during your career, you're not able to keep up with them. But then there are some that you do. And then once you get out of the military, you're even further disconnected. And you find out that somebody's still in the military. Now you're like, well, I know they got so much going on. So, you know, I'll just send them, you know, happy birthday, stuff like that, you know. And then once they get out, maybe, you know, but I came to the conclusion that if you're not in the same area, it's going to be harder.
I mean,
it's hard.
It's hard for me.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
It's hard for me.
I'm the same way too.
Yeah,
I mean, it's almost that, you know, unfortunately, I mean, we're all human, and that's out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Yep.
And
we're men.
I was just gonna say
That's another problem.
because it's not the same. I don't think with women.
No.
Women love to stay in touch, and that's nothing wrong with that.
But I will say this in ladies' defense, because Nikki also, she came in later, around 25ish, and she had real friends, a group of friends that she came up with and became tighter before the military, and then of course made some friends in the military. But the friends that she really bonds with, those are the ones that they just have a different way of communicating than us. They can absolutely they can text every day, like
no question,
talk every day and all that, and you know, and like even he lives right there.
Yeah.
We don't always talk. If it wasn't for before the podcast, we would only really have a conversation at events if we went to the same events, or if we just or if we specifically defined, or like for instance, he walks his dogs around the neighborhood. So if I'm outside, we'd stop and talk like that. But that's that proximity that helps that relationship go forward.
Certainly.
So,
and it's just it is difficult to, you know, reach past that proximity sometimes. It just is, because that's what's on your mind, and to have that peripheral is sometimes difficult. And
we get so caught up in everything that by the time we come up for air and think about people outside of our immediate line of sight, right? You're like, oh my God, I ain't talked to so and so in forever or whatever. So.
All right, Tommie. So what do we need to do then, as men, as veterans, as brothers, to rebuild that same support system we had that we had when we had uniform on, but now in retired civilian life?
Right.
I'm gonna say something bold here. Forget the military for a second, right? You have to, as a man, if you're in trouble, you have to reach out.
Right.
That's the first thing.
Absolutely.
Don't suffer in silence. Don't sit there and struggle alone, especially if you've had those brotherhood relationships throughout your life. There's somebody you can call, right?
Yep.
First off. So that's me being bold.
No,
The reality for me is, and I've talked about this before, I had a friend that I've known since high school that died of a brain tumor. And that triggered I need to be better. And that triggered me reaching out. I need to be better about staying in contact with the friends. I'll say friends and people that I actually care about. You know what I'm saying? That I've built those relationships with, like Dorian Green. You know what I'm saying? No, my boy, we went to school at the academy together, and we really vibed. We hung out. Then we ended up, he went to Germany, I went to Korea, but we both ended up at the same duty station. So we were able to keep that friendship apart. Then when we got back together, we started having lunch together and talking and all that stuff. So now that joker lives, on the East Coast now. And so, but now, I was like, me and him are really friends. I need to do better, right? And then I text him, and then start the conversation, picks back up the way it always is. But that's just an example that the people that you consider really your friend, and you know who your friends really are, you know what I'm saying? The ones that you care about. And we as men don't act like we can love another man as far as friendship, Yeah. So we'll say care,
Sure.
Right? But whoever you consider a real friend, even if it doesn't have to be you all the time, but reach out to them.
Yeah.
And then see if that friendship is still there. And if it is, that's somebody you should pay attention to. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be every day. It just needs to be in a make sense way,
right,
for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I believe. I believe you just have to find people that you vibe with, trust, and care about, and then those are the people that you give your energy to.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what you said. Is putting effort for it. I mean, you
100%.
have to put the effort for it. You identify who you want to truly. I mean, because you can't.
It's impossible.
Have everybody, especially when you've been in the military, and been in the different positions that all of us have been in, and
and the evolution of you, because even if we never went to the military, there's going to be people that you were friends with in grade school that you're going to evolve. They're going to evolve. You're going to evolve out of those friendships.
Sure.
Yep.
So what? You meet them, you still talk to them. But you're not best friends. You have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, sure.
You're not best friends with them.
And that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
Exactly.
That's all right.
Exactly. But the people you care about,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
For me, like you said, as men, we definitely need to be more, and as leaders too, we need to be more vocal about that. And as silly as it may be, being a retired man now, I can watch daytime TV. The Price is Right, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, it just happens, to be on when I'm having my coffee or whatever.
Right.
And Drew Carey at the end of it always says, he adds, who's the guy before that?
Bob Barker.
There you go, Bob Barker.
Yeah.
So, but Drew Carey, he still says have your pet spayed and neutered, what Bob Barker said,
right.
But he adds his thing, which is take care of your mental health. And he looks at the camera at every episode. It's silly, but just saying that and hearing it
can trigger
it means something.
Yeah.
And if you hear it a lot, then it resonates, right? And to me,
or it will force you to react to it.
No question. No question.
That's the thing.
It means something to the military,
Yes.
veterans, people that
Even
have been
more.
in the military, people who are in the military.
Even more.
Because
and I feel you as far as that, now that retired, I can look back at some of those that maybe I hadn't sent a lot of birthday messages to or whatever, but think, hey, I really cared about that person.
Good people,
and just reach out and know that you have that. Because trust me, when I transitioned, I spent a little bit of time in depression and internalizing instead of doing what we're talking about now, which is reaching out
because we're so used to fixing stuff on our own.
Right.
But the one person that I did was someone who was a mentor to me in the military and who has since retired, and I knew for a fact I could reach out to him, and he would. There's a few people that if I text and be like, hey, how things going? They won't text back. They'll just call. Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
What you got going on? Because they know if I'm reaching out of the blue, it's
something's
either a
going
good
on.
thing or, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that is that support system, I think, that you need to know that you have and recognize. As men, we don't really identify or want to identify those people because we always want to keep
Right.
it in and not be vulnerable. But
Right.
if you really reflect and think back, like, hey, who are those people that you can tell anything to, and they won't judge you, nothing. They'll just be there.
Yeah.
Keep those people in your life
100%.
and cherish that relationship, because that is not just a friendship or a brotherhood, but it is that support system.
Right.
we're
Absolutely.
talking
Oh,
about.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yep.
And that just, it's simple, right? Relationships are like flowers, right? If you don't pay attention to them, they're going to die, right? But with a brotherhood, it's a little different than that. Because it's more like a evergreen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's like,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
like, it's
Yeah.
like what grows out
Yeah.
of volcanic
It's
rock.
like a grapevine.
There you go.
Those roots are deep. They
Yeah.
grow deep.
Yeah.
like
Deep,
that.
deep,
Yeah.
like
deep. So,
And that's one of those things. So it's one of those to where, like our relationship, like we described our relationship, me and Sean. The somehow the roots were were confirmed and somehow attached strongly to the earth from our contact at school.
Right.
And that was not because he officially said this is how it's going to be. I officially said this is how it's going to be. It's we made enough of an impression on each other to where when we said, "Hey, bro, look, here's my email, here's my Facebook or what have you, and stay in touch."
Heck yeah.
Something led to us, even if it wasn't over the top, something led to us staying in touch. And it's evolved into now to where I'm in the same town, my brother's in the town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's arrived and found out I'm here. He reached out to me. You know, he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, you're in San Antonio? Well, so am I." I'm like, well, I'm moving there.
Yeah.
So, but that's not because we planned it. It's because somehow we recognized it, and we take advantage of it. And what I mean by that is I appreciate his friendship. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate being able to help if he needs something help with, and the fact that he feels that same way.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what helps that relationship end up being something. You know what I'm saying? Without trying to talk too much, but it's just it's amazing how we as men will act like we don't have emotions. And this is something I grew into. This ain't 20-year-old Tommie would never say what I'm about to say.
I hear you.
It's amazing how we think that we don't have feelings that go deep within us, but we'll accuse a kid or a woman of being too emotional, right? Men have the ability to be just as petty as anybody else. We have the ability of having our heart broken and all that stuff. The only reason I bring that up is if we can admit that about ourselves, then we can help our mental and help our emotional so that we can be the person that we always thought we
we have
were.
to learn how
anyway.
to be empathetic.
man.
Well,
I
and
mean,
like you said-
you have to
Go ahead.
learn that.
Yeah.
So,
You had to grow into it, man.
Yeah, and it's just something that evolves and you understand and learn as you grow into that.
Yeah. Or you won't learn.
Exactly.
Because one thing about people and men specifically, 20 years does not mean you're 20 years mature. 30 years does not mean
No.
you're 30 years mature.
different for everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. I just want to point out, hey, this conversation is a reminder that the Army gave us more than just a career. It gave us people that we can still call family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's also a reminder that brotherhood doesn't end when the uniform comes off.
No.
It's something we've got to protect, nurture, and live by every day.
Hey, Sean, hey, brother. Thank you for joining us today, man. Really appreciate
Thanks, man.
Really appreciate your contribution.
you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
like I said, you're the first guest that
First
we ain't married to.
official guest. Official guest. That's
You
right.
know, minus the wives, but we really appreciate you coming hanging
Hey,
out with
I'm
us.
honored. I'm honored that you guys would invite me, and I've enjoyed the conversation that we've had, and I've enjoyed the conversation that you guys have been having, and all y'all need to tell your friends about it. Get them more than 1,000 followers. Let's get another 1,000.
I appreciate
I know,
that.
I like that. I like that. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us for another real conversation on 4 Titles, 1 Truth. Now we want to hear from you. How do you keep your brotherhood alive after the uniform comes off?
Yeah. And check in with us on all social media platforms at 4 Titles, 1 Truth, or watch us on YouTube at 4 Titles, 1 Truth.
And as always, y'all, join us next time so we can keep the conversation going.
There it is.
All right.
All right. Hey, holla.
Peace.